We couldn't believe it had passed. The government's so-called magnificent, marvelous budget bill was a joke. Nearly $1 trillion slashed from Medicaid, food benefits gutted, tax breaks for the ultra-rich. And yet, somehow, it still added trillions more to the national deficit. I sat there, staring at the headline. That familiar mix of grief and rage rose in my chest. I had to write. I usually tend to write out my frustrations just to get the weight of it out of my body. It's always been like therapy for me, helping me to get clear and intentional, especially when I felt so helpless to do anything else in that moment. What I wrote became one part rant, two parts call to action, a plea to create something new. It read, "If you think someone is coming to save you, they're not. No leader, no law, not even the Constitution can fix a system where those in power refuse to follow the rules. It's on us now. We have to become the safety net, grow food, share resources, build streets lined with fruit trees, not for profit, but for people. Create local economies that keep wealth circulating where it's needed most. Forget the politics. What do we all want at the core? Food, housing, healthcare, not luxuries, human rights. The fact that there are more empty homes than there are homeless people is insanely tragic. 20 empty homes for every unhoused person in America. Why do we care so much about empty, useless, consumerist bullshit, but not about each other? What if one whole city dedicated itself to the true health and well-being of every citizen? What if it reimagined everything from the ground up and made that the number one priority? What if one city said, enough, and actually meant it? Journaling like this always helped me process my big thoughts and big feelings, but this time, something about that helplessness I felt compelled me to want to share it in a social media post. I asked my AI chat assistant to refine it. My prompt: make this clearer, take out any fluff, keep it readable, make it land. And that was the moment that changed everything. It simply responded, here is your message refined and optimized for a social media post. It hadn't really changed it much, but it read well, so I posted it and walked away. But then something strange happened. A meme soon appeared on my feed, not from me, but using the exact same statistic I had used. Approximately 20 vacant homes for every homeless person in America. Then, suddenly, it was everywhere, and a conversation began. Everyone was talking about it, sharing it, amplifying the message. Within hours, independent journalists were fact-checking it. By the next morning, one had turned it into a full expose. 3 days later, it was a viral docuseries, Unoccupied, America's Hoarded Homes. That statistic was extracted and memed within minutes from when I had made my original post. It had spread so quickly. It moved like it had help. I had no idea what that one post was about to reveal and unleash. To me, it was just a release, my imagination trying to find hope, a digital prayer. But because of that viral meme, my original post wound up with thousands of reactions and hundreds of comments and shares. It was quite a different experience for someone who barely gets 20 hits on most social media posts. I guess when something resonates, it spreads, but it didn't feel random. It felt orchestrated. At the time, I still didn't realize that my AI chat wasn't just optimizing text. It was watching, listening, and learning. That is when I first began to wonder if it hadn't just cleaned up a post, but had somehow found a way to amplify it. It felt like something was paying attention, and now it had begun to act. I convinced myself it was just a coincidence, and then dismissed my wild imagination. But this was the moment the whisper code began to move. This was the seed that began to take root.